Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Collins, and today I want to start with something that might shock you if you're over 40, 50, or 60. Have you ever noticed how tired you feel all the time, or how your body doesn't recover like it used to? Maybe you've thought, this is just aging or it's normal. Well, what if I told you that a lot of the problems we face as we get older, energy crashes, weight gain, chronic aches, even issues with blood sugar, are coming from what we eat every single day? Before you think I'm exaggerating, listen to this. Most adults in the United States are getting more than 60% of their calories from carbohydrates, bread, pasta, rice, cereals. That might sound harmless, but here's the thing. Refined carbs and sugar are quietly feeding inflammation, chronic illness, and even diseases we never thought about when we were younger. Your body might not scream danger today, but over the years, the effects accumulate, and suddenly you're facing joint problems, memory issues, heart concerns, and more. That's why what we're talking about today is so important, especially if you want to feel healthy and energetic in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond. I'm going to share 7 foods that have zero sugar and zero carbohydrates, foods that don't trigger that insulin spike that's behind most chronic illnesses. And I want you to stay with me because these aren't just minor tweaks. These are the kind of foods that can literally change how you age, how you feel every morning, and even how your body fights disease. Now, before we dive into the list, let's simplify carbohydrates because this is where a lot of people get confused. There are 3 main types. First, there's sugar. This is the kind that spikes your blood sugar and makes your body produce insulin. Second is fiber, which doesn't raise blood sugar at all, so don't worry about it. And third, the one most people overlook, starch. Starch is everywhere, from refined grains to processed foods. It might actually be worse than sugar because it's usually processed with chemicals, preservatives, and even bleaching agents to make it look better on the shelf. And inside these grains, there are 3 things to watch out for. Gluten, which is one of the few proteins our bodies cannot properly digest, the starch itself, and the sugar. All of these together make your body age faster and cause chronic issues over time. You might have heard people say, your brain needs sugar to function, but that's not the full story. Yes, the brain can use glucose, but it can also run perfectly well on ketones, which come from fat. That means there is no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. Your body can survive and thrive without bread, pasta, or rice. It can make glucose from non-carb sources when it needs it. This is a game changer, especially if you're over 40 and noticing those stubborn aches, low energy, or stubborn belly fat. You don't have to rely on sugar or carbs to feel healthy. All right, now that we've got that cleared up, we're about to talk about the foods that will actually help you feel younger and healthier. These are foods that have zero sugar, zero carbs, and won't spike your insulin or cause inflammation. And trust me, if you focus on these foods, you could literally reverse some of the chronic issues you didn't even realize were being caused by carbs and sugar. The first food category is fat. I know what you're thinking. Fat? Isn't that bad for me? Absolutely not. Pure fats like butter, ghee, olive oil, coconut oil, and cod liver oil have zero carbs and zero sugar. They're actually amazing for your body, helping your cells function better, keeping your heart healthy, and giving your body fuel without the insulin spike that refined carbs cause. Now, let's move on to the second group of foods, which is meat. And I'm talking about real, high-quality meat, beef, pork, lamb, chicken, and fish. These foods have virtually zero sugar and zero carbohydrates, which means your body doesn't have to deal with insulin spikes or inflammation. I know for many people over 40 or 50, meat sometimes gets a bad rap, but in reality, meat is one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat, especially if you're looking to maintain muscle mass, keep your bones strong, and feel energized throughout the day. And here's the thing, most chronic illnesses are triggered by the overconsumption of refined carbs and sugar, not natural proteins. So when you replace some of those high-carb meals with quality meat, your body starts to heal, your energy levels rise, and even stubborn belly fat begins to melt away. The third category I want to talk about is organ meats. Now, I know this might sound unusual, but hear me out. Liver, kidneys, heart, and other organ meats are some of the most nutrient-packed foods you can eat, especially for people over 50. They are loaded with vitamins and minerals that help with everything from immunity to brain function, and just like meat, they have nearly zero sugar and carbs. If you've ever felt sluggish, had trouble focusing, or noticed that your body isn't recovering as quickly as it used to, incorporating organ meats into your diet can make a huge difference. They are concentrated nutrition in a way that most modern foods simply cannot compete with. Next, we have eggs. Eggs are incredible because the whites are completely free of sugar, and the yolk is packed with essential nutrients like vitamin A in its active form, choline, B vitamins, and trace minerals. These nutrients are especially important for seniors because they help support eye health, brain function, and energy production. And here's the beauty. Eggs are versatile and easy to prepare in countless ways, whether boiled, scrambled, or baked into recipes. Eating eggs regularly can help you feel stronger, more alert, and even more youthful without any negative effects from sugar or carbs. Now, moving on to shellfish, which is our fifth group. Shellfish have very small amounts of carbs, but the benefits far outweigh the tiny sugar content. Wild-caught shellfish like oysters, clams, and mussels are loaded with trace minerals, particularly zinc, which is crucial for testosterone production, immunity, and overall cellular health. Selenium, another mineral found in shellfish, helps counteract environmental toxins like mercury, and it supports healthy thyroid function. For anyone over 40 who wants to maintain strength, hormone balance, and energy, incorporating shellfish a few times a week can be a game changer. Oysters, in particular, are at the top of the list because they're nutrient-dense powerhouses that seniors can really benefit from. All right, now that we've covered fats, meat, organ meats, eggs, and shellfish, let's move on to the sixth group, raw cheese. This might surprise some of you, but raw cheese is an incredible source of protein and nutrients that seniors often don't get enough of. Unlike processed cheeses, raw cheese retains all of its vitamins and minerals, including calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin K2, which are crucial for keeping your bones strong and preventing calcium from building up in your arteries or soft tissues. This is especially important if you're over 50 because maintaining bone density and cardiovascular health becomes a top priority. Raw cheese also has beneficial fats that your body can use for energy without triggering insulin spikes or inflammation. If you have access to European cheeses or options from sheep or goat milk, those are even better, but any high-quality raw cheese is going to give you a huge boost in nutrients that support overall health and longevity. Now, let's talk about vegetables, which is our seventh and final group of foods. While some vegetables contain a tiny bit of carbohydrates, the amount is so small that it doesn't impact your blood sugar when you eat them. Plus, the fiber in these vegetables actually helps buffer any sugar that is present, making them safe and beneficial for seniors. The vegetables I recommend are watercress, mushrooms, spinach, arugula, lettuce, Swiss chard, bok choy, kale, zucchini, celery, cucumbers, and cauliflower. These vegetables are packed with nutrients and antioxidants that support brain health, eye health, digestion, and overall energy. You can prepare them in so many ways, bake them, sauté them with healthy fats like olive oil or butter, or even make mashed cauliflower as a low-carb alternative to potatoes. Herbs like pepper, thyme, sage, and garlic are also excellent because they contain minimal carbs, but add flavor and additional phytonutrients that support your body as you age. The key here is that if you focus on these 7 groups of foods, fats, meat, organ meats, eggs, shellfish, raw cheese, and low-carb vegetables, you're giving your body the tools it needs to reverse chronic illness and reduce inflammation. Most illness is triggered by refined carbohydrates and sugar, which over time can lead to diabetes, heart disease, and other age-related conditions. By replacing those foods with nutrient-dense, zero-carb, zero-sugar options, you're actively protecting your body and slowing down the aging process. And here's a quick mindset shift I want you to remember. Eating these foods isn't about restriction. It's about empowerment. It's about giving your body what it truly needs to thrive in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Imagine waking up feeling energized, having steady blood sugar throughout the day, stronger joints, better sleep, and more mental clarity. That's not a dream. It's the natural result of feeding your body real, healthy foods that don't harm it. So, as we move forward, think about your next meals. Are they fueling you or draining you? Are they helping your body stay youthful and strong, or are they feeding the inflammation and fatigue that come with refined carbs and sugar? Keep this in mind because in the next part, I'm going to give you a practical routine and tips to make this simple, sustainable, and something you can actually stick to every day. Now that you know the 7 foods that have 0 sugar and 0 carbs, let's talk about how to make this simple and practical for your daily life. If you're over 40, 50, or 60, it's not just about knowing what to eat. It's about creating a routine that your body can follow every single day so that you start feeling stronger, more energetic, and healthier in ways you may have thought were impossible. The first thing I want you to understand is that small, consistent changes beat big, overwhelming ones. You don't have to completely overhaul your diet overnight. Start by including 1 or 2 of these foods in each meal and notice how your energy changes over just a few days. For example, breakfast can include eggs with some spinach or arugula sautéed in olive oil or butter. Add a side of raw cheese if you like, or include some smoked salmon for protein and healthy fat. This combination provides everything your body needs to start the day without a sugar crash. Midday, a salad with leafy greens, watercress, or bok choy, topped with grilled chicken or organ meat like liver, and drizzled with olive oil, is another excellent way to fuel yourself. Keep the portions balanced and remember that fats are your friend. They provide lasting energy and support your hormones and brain function. Dinner can be something simple but nutrient-dense, like wild-caught fish with sautéed mushrooms, zucchini, or cauliflower mashed with butter. Sprinkle some herbs like thyme, sage, or garlic for flavor and extra nutrients. Shellfish a couple of times a week is perfect for boosting zinc and selenium, which are crucial for seniors to maintain testosterone, immunity, and overall vitality. And don't forget to include fats like ghee or olive oil in every meal to support your body's energy production and hormone regulation. I also want to give you a mindset tip that's critical for sustaining these changes. It's easy to get caught up in thinking, I can't eat anything I used to enjoy, or this is too complicated for me at my age. The reality is the opposite. When you focus on these nutrient-dense foods, your cravings for sugar and refined carbs naturally decrease. Your body starts craving what it truly needs. You feel fuller longer, you have steady energy, and the foggy, sluggish feeling that many seniors struggle with simply disappears. And the best part? Your risk for chronic illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, and joint inflammation starts to drop because you're feeding your body foods that heal rather than harm. Now, if you're thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I remember what to eat and when? I've got you covered. I've created a simple daily routine and checklist that takes the guesswork out of it. This routine helps you incorporate all 7 of these foods into your meals effortlessly, and it's specifically designed for people over 40 who want to feel younger, more energetic, and healthier every day. By following it consistently, you can start noticing improvements in your energy, mood, digestion, and overall vitality within weeks. Now, let's bring it all together. You've learned about the 7 foods that have 0 sugar and 0 carbohydrates, fats, meats, organ meats, eggs, shellfish, raw cheese, and low-carb vegetables. But it's not just about knowing the foods, it's about understanding the massive impact they can have on your body as you age. If you're over 40, 50, or 60, you might have noticed your energy dipping, your joints aching, or your body not recovering like it used to. These foods give your body the tools it needs to fight back against inflammation, support your hormones, boost your energy, and even reverse some of the chronic illnesses caused by refined carbs and sugar over the years. Think about it this way. Most of the foods that are considered normal in our modern diet, breads, pastas, pastries, cereals, are slowly wearing your body down. They spike your insulin, cause inflammation, and feed chronic disease. But when you replace them with these 7 nutrient-packed, 0-carb foods, you're literally feeding your body what it needs to repair itself, strengthen your bones, protect your heart, and keep your brain sharp. Even small changes like adding a handful of leafy greens to your breakfast, a piece of wild-caught fish for lunch, or a small portion of raw cheese in the evening can have a huge impact over time. Here's the exciting part. You don't have to do this alone or feel overwhelmed. Start slow. Pick 2 or 3 of these foods and add them to your meals consistently. Over time, your body will crave these nutrient-dense options naturally, and the cravings for sugar and refined carbs will fade. Your energy will stabilize, your weight will normalize, your digestion will improve, and you'll feel younger and more alive than you have in years. Seniors who follow these strategies often report better sleep, more mental clarity, and even fewer aches and pains, all because their bodies are finally getting what they need to function optimally. And don't forget the bonus tips we discussed. Incorporate healthy fats like olive oil and ghee. Use herbs like thyme, sage, and garlic for flavor and nutrients, and include shellfish or organ meats a couple of times a week to supercharge your mineral intake. Every small step counts. Your body is incredibly resilient, and it responds quickly when you give it high-quality nutrition. This isn't about dieting or deprivation. It's about empowerment, health, and aging gracefully with energy and vitality. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Aging doesn't have to mean slowing down, feeling tired, or losing control over your health. By focusing on these 7 zero-carb, zero-sugar foods, you can literally reverse years of wear and tear, protect your organs, maintain muscle, and keep your brain sharp. It's never too late to start, and every meal is an opportunity to fuel your body for better health. So take action today. Start incorporating these foods into your daily routine. Notice how your body responds and make small, consistent changes. Your 40s, 50s, and beyond can be full of energy, vitality, and strength. Remember, it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. This is your chance to take control of your health, reverse the damage from refined carbs and sugar, and enjoy life with energy, confidence, and strength. Your body will thank you for it.